Okay, it's time to talk about the problematic movie, Jordan. So, it's time to talk about that big Shia LaBeouf shaped elephant in the room. Okay, at least I assume it's problematic. Now here's my okay. We're talking about
You never,
true.
Justin. You never go full. Finish the
No,
line.
we're not. We're not saying the word. We're not doing.
Justin,
No,
Justin, just
no, we're not. We're not.
finish the
I'm not. I'm not.
line.
We're talking about Tru Confessions.
Tru has no problem loving her twin brother, but living with him, that's a totally different story.
If I shot a flash up in his eyes, you would ground me for a month. Yeah, because you knew better.
But when she follows her dreams,
I'm gonna be on TV!
Tru learns the most unlikely people can teach you the most about life.
Your film's about Eddie, right? But it's also kind of about me, too.
Tru Confessions, starring Clara Bryant and Shia LaBeouf in his most dramatic role ever. Tru Confessions, Monday at 8, 7 Central, only on Disney Channel.
This came out in. It's definitely Shia LaBeouf is on Even Stevens. 2002. Came out 2002.
Oh yeah.
And
He's
it's
like
about,
right smack in the middle of Even
right
Stevens.
smack in the middle. So he plays Eddie, who is the twin brother of a girl named Tru, who is a budding filmmaker, actress, wants to be famous, whatever. And they are twins. And when they were in the womb, he suffered from some form of oxygen deprivation, which has caused him to have developmental disabilities, which causes him to act like a child. Sort of manifests, looks an awful lot like autism.
Mental retardation.
You can't say the R word. No R word.
Why?
Because you're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say the R word.
Okay. I mean, it's a fact for some people. But okay.
Anyway, and yeah, the performance is very good. Everyone's performances is very good. It is a well-made movie. It's a well-acted movie that I think is problematic. It felt problematic because, yeah, it's one of those, like, in retrospect feels problematic because
I don't know. I
Shia
argue
LaBeouf-
it always felt problematic. I thought it was problematic when I watched it as a kid.
Shia LaBeouf is playing. He's not mentally handicapped, and he's playing mentally handicapped. And it's a good performance, but he is not mentally handicapped. And I don't know anybody, and I am not autistic, at least so far as I know. I cannot speak, but it felt in poor taste to me. And there's a lot that one of the lines in this is, he can't be cured, but he's one of the happiest guys I know, in reference to his illness. She keeps calling it an illness. But it's just the way at one point she's crying. She's like, I'll grow up and get older, and Eddie will always be the same. And she's crying as though it's this, like, and it's like the dad is villainized because they constantly baby him and treat him like he's a child and refuse to, like, ask him to be better. And at the beginning of the movie, the dad's like, we should start asking more of him so he doesn't, regress fully. And he's treated as though he's the bad guy. And I'm sure there are obviously examples where that's not possible. But these people are human. And a lot of times they just wanted to be treated with respect and like everyone else and not like they're less than. And this movie approaches him with such a real uncomfortable condescension. And Jordan sort of hinted at it, but we haven't said it yet. They say the R word entirely too many times. Like, just like way too many. Like a shocking amount of times considering it's a Disney movie. In 2002, it's like, this feels not okay, the amount of times they say it. And it just feels ultimately unnecessary.
Sorry, I'm trying to do the math of how old I would be in 2002.
You would have been 11. Or 10.
I was born in 91, so 2011 would be 10. So yeah, I'd be 11.
Yeah.
So I was a kid. And even I, at the time,
You were like, that's too many R words.
It
was the R word by that point.
Wrong.
Like, yeah, you didn't. Bad. It's bad. They say it to me, and then the context with, at one point he calls himself the R word, or he calls a kite he's trying to fly the R word.
Come on!
there just isn't enough wind.
No, Tru, it's not the wind's fault. It's the kite's stupid. Stupid kite. Must be rich.
And it's like, because Shia LaBeouf is not actually autistic, it reads weird and uncomfortable and awkward. And yeah, there's a bully character who says it entirely too many times. At one point, there's a scene, which is the scene I always remember. It's the reason why I always remember this movie, where a bunch of kids from the school all take turns spitting in a hat that they give to him and he wears.
Excuse me.
Excuse you, why?
Does this belong to you?
No. I told him he could keep it. I mean, isn't this be kind of weak? Oh, totally. Besides, why would we want that back after all three of us took turns spitting in it?
And then you gave it to him to put on his head? What is wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you, freak?
And she's like, "What's wrong with you?" No, but actually, what's wrong with you? No, but seriously, what's wrong with you? What jollies do you get from picking on a kid that can't fight back? Like, I get, like, when I was in school, like, that scene always bothered me, because I was always like, I get picking on me because I can fight back. Like, not even just, like, physically, I mean, like, verbally, mentally, I can fight back. But you're, like, effectively picking on a 3-year-old. Like,
A 2-year-old or a 1-year-old, yeah.
well, I mean, he can talk, so he's probably closer to, like, a 4 or 5-year-old.
A 1-year-old can talk, or not 1-year-old, 1 grade, first grade, I'm more meant.
Yeah, so that's about 4 or 5-year-old, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's maybe generously 6 or 7, I'd say. But still, like, you're picking on a kid. Like, why? What fun is it? He doesn't even know that you're being mean to him. What do you get from that? What's wrong with you? Like, yeah. And just, like, everyone treats this, yeah, it's condescending, it's awful, they treat him like he's less than, and the entire time I'm like, this feels offensive. This feels in poor taste, and this feels bad. This feels problematic.
I mean,
I hate that word, but...
By today's standards, it 100% is. By even that time standards, I argue it was back then.
Yeah, I'd say even in 2002, this was bad. Like, but it's a well-made movie, and by all objective merit, it is a well-acted. Like there's a scene where he gets Shia LaBeouf is. Yeah, he's putting his everything in this performance. There's a scene where he gets lost in the library. That's just well acted. The girl's performance is incredible. The mom, the dad, like there's a really kind of not upsetting. Like, I don't know how else to, but where he's basically like, she makes this movie about Eddie that is basically like, yeah, when you see him having what is ostensibly an autistic meltdown in public and he's freaking out, people judge and they're like, why would you want him to be your brother? But he's also this really nice and kind and sweet. And like she gets the video of him being like, you want this apple, Tru? And she's like, no, I'm not hungry right now, Eddie, thank you. He's like, okay, I'm gonna leave it here for you so that when you get hungry you can come get it, okay? And she's like, thank you, Eddie. And it's like, just like he's ultimately like a sweet guy who has moments where he gets frustrated and he breaks down, like, and that's fine. But the dad's not really in it because the dad just keeps screaming at him and yelling at him and like comes across as just like an abusive monster.
A dick.
Yeah. And so he's like, why wasn't I in the movie, really? And she's like, yeah, you don't want to see. And she's like, no, I want to. I can handle it. And she's like, no, you really don't want to. And he's like, no, but I can't. And he sees it, and then his heart breaks as he sees like, oh my god, like what am I? And so yeah, it's
I'm
like,
a monster.
I won't say it's not like effective in its performance, but yeah, just conceptually and just how it comes across. A lot of her dialogue is like, ooh man, this is. And also to finalize, they say the R word entirely too much. It's just like it's the kind of movie where like I think you can maybe it's 2002 get away with it once, but they say it 5 times. I counted. They say it like 5 times, and it's bad. It made me flinch every time. I was like, oh, I hate this. Please don't say that word in that
5
context.
times, which is like 4.5 times too many.
Right? Wait, halftime.
Yeah, you start and then get cut off.
Oh, you get cut off. You don't actually say it. That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, they just you could have implied it.
Like,
you didn't need to say it. That's the thing.
In terms of like the bullying situation, for example, you have the worst one go like come over here, and then one of the sidekicks goes like, man, you can't say that.
Or I mean a better one.
Or the sister comes in and is like, shut up.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say she pushes him over the bridge into the water, so he could have been like, yeah, he's and then she could have pushed him, and then he goes into the water. Yeah, you didn't need to. You didn't need to have characters say it in this movie. It's unnecessary. It can be implied. You
don't need the hard R.
It's weird. It's weird on a Disney Channel original movie. It was abrasive. I was like, oh, I don't like this. This feels bad. I don't like this.
Yeah, to be fair, that's the other big thing.
I know people whose feelings this would hurt, and I don't.
If this had been like a serious go to theaters, like trying to win some sort of award, then maybe I see the hard R. Because like then. you're going for a more serious audience or something, like going for Oscar bait, maybe. But even then,
yeah, I know people who that word disrespects, and I've worked with people who that word disrespects, and I won't use it. I just won't.
No.
Too many of them have been like, dude, that's not cool to be like, yeah, I can't do it.
Honestly, I haven't really heard the phrase since I was a kid.
Oh, I have. They're trying to bring it back. They're absolutely trying to bring it back, and it's awful. I never liked it. I don't think I've ever used it genuinely.
I don't think so. I think maybe like in terms of like you're watching a show and you're like, oh, that's... maybe when I was a kid I did, but
yeah, in the way that maybe back when I was a kid, in the way that you'd be like, that's gay, which I've stopped doing.
Yeah, but like in the same way you'd be like, oh, like you're watching something and it frustrates you, and you're like, oh, that's so retarded.
Yeah,
like maybe as a kid I might have done that. I haven't.
But I don't
remember the last time.
Yeah, but no, I haven't. No, I can't. Yeah, I can't use words like that because I've worked with people who deserve more respect.
For me, it's not even that I can't use words like that. It's just there's more eloquent ways to say things.
Yeah, exactly. And people
there are better ways to vent your frustration than saying it like that.
People who are hurt by that word have asked me not to use it, and I respect people when they ask me things.
I mean, even if they hadn't, I take the high road. There's just better, more eloquent ways to say things.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, problematic movie. Anyway, that's Tru Confessions. Honestly, I think I know I think objectively Pixel Perfect is a worse movie, but this made me feel worse.
That's fair. I understand what you're saying. I could see why that would be the case.
It made me feel bad. It was like, oh, this doesn't feel right.
Which one could argue is maybe the point.
Well, perhaps that could be argued.
One could argue. Anyways, do you have anything else to say about the upsetting one?
That's my last half scene. Hey there, everybody. It's Endcard Justin here. Let me know down in the comments. Have you seen Tru Confessions? Do you remember it? Is it offensive? Feels offensive. It felt pretty offensive to me. It didn't feel good. That I can say. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. But in the meantime, if you would like to see our full Disney Channel original movie episode where we talked about all kinds of old school Disney Channel original movies, you can click the box on the left. Or if you want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, you can click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out every single day. Hit that like button if you haven't. That helps us out a ton. And we'll see you all in the next video, everybody. Have a good day.